Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Friday, May 22nd, 2020, and we are here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Unfortunately, we are still not open to the public, but I think that time is coming up soon. We, again, have been using this time during the lockdown to go through every machine in the arcade, making sure that everything is going to be amazing by the time everybody comes back. We were down at Galloping Ghost Pinball yesterday, had an amazing time. Thank you all so much for everybody that joined us. It was a lot of fun showing off all the 40 pins that we have down there. Again, we've been down there a few times. Unfortunately, Master Tech Ken Walker couldn't join us, but Pete Hahn was there. Worminator joining us, thank you for being here. Paul DeCruz joining us, thank you for being here. Dennis, good afternoon. Brandon, thank you for being here. Zohar, awesome to see you. Worminator saying, let the fun begin. Lumbo joining us. He plays Titan and Dark Presence. Kevin saying, happy Pac-Man. Hi, Doc. Happy Friday to you and your crew. Thank you so much for that. Today is the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man. Started the walk around today right here by our Pac-Man cabinet. So, we made a Facebook post earlier that Toru Iwatani, back in 2015, so 5 years ago, he showed up here. Amazing to have him here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Paul's saying, what is up? Thank you for being here, Paul. George joining us. Sean, hello. Sean saying, cool Pac-Man post earlier. Absolutely. It was amazing that we had Toru Iwatani out here. Anton, hello. Thank you for being here. Jordan Freeman joining us. Worminator saying, I saw Lumbo in the Line of Fire game last Monday. He was there. He was also the star of In the Line of Fire. Paul saying, commentary skipped my mind. Section Z and Pyros, do you have those? Not on the arcade floor, but again, you don't know what is in the vaults. Sean, Pac-Man is almost as old as me. It's been around for a bit, but still an amazing thing. So, Drew, what is up? Francisco, thank you for joining us. Inter joining us as well. Thank you so much, man. Manny saying, can't wait to come back. We cannot wait to have everybody back. It is going to be, right now, I'm glad we're not opening up today because it is hectic here at the arcade. April joining us. Thank you so much. A 200-star donation. Thank you so much, April. An amazing, thank you so much. Super generous of you. Very much appreciated. Christopher Alexander joining us. He is one of the legends of Mortal Kombat. He played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. You know, Chris, the final actor, the last actor, like what a mark in history that he has. That Chris Alexander, who played Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, was the last live actor to film and go through that whole process. Unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to really meet so many of the other actors at the time, but finally at Combat Con, they all got to meet, which is absolutely awesome. Let's see, Paul saying, saw the picture of you and Pac-Man creator, Doc. You are ripped. Thank you for that. You're in a martial arts fighting game, and you gotta stay in shape. And then also, once we open the gym, but thank you for that, man. So we had mentioned Toru Iwatani being here earlier. Here we have a shirt that Toru actually drew the Pac-Man symbols and wrote and signed it for us. He brought that from Japan. Actually, no, we had that on hand. Amazing story from when Toru showed up. We'll get to that in a second. Anton asking, how old are you? I am... Sorry, I have to do math. I never keep that number in my head. I'm like 40-something, 43 maybe? We'll go with 43. Age just a number, right? All these machines keep running, and you can too if you just stay with it, right? So, George donating 530 stars. Thank you. Super generous of you, man. Very, very much appreciated. Cannot wait to have you out to the arcade. It's going to be a fun time, to say the least. Brucina sends her love, and she wants to know Pac-Man is one of her all-time favorites. Awesome. Thank you, Brucina, for being here with us. Jay, good evening. Chris Larson joining us. Stephen Lucas saying only packs left to get it. Galloping Ghost are Pack-In Pals and Junior Pack Turbo plus all the hacked Pac-Man mazes. Yeah, you know, and who knows? Again, are all of them in the vaults? Who knows? We will see. We will see. Lumbo saying, I guess we'll have to stop it and play Line of Fire when I stop by. Lumbo, two Lumbos divided against each other, that could cause some problems. We will hopefully make sure you do it on YouTube. Darren, thank you for being here. Paul saying happy Memorial Day to all on this stream. Love you all. Can't wait to come out there. Thank you so much for that, man. It's we're so excited to have everybody back. It's Memorial Day weekend, which usually is an insane weekend for us. But again, with the lockdown, all we'll be doing is these streams for now. We can't wait to have everybody back. Don't think it's going to be too much longer. Things are looking good. Hearing rumblings from other businesses in the area and other arcades. We're seeing the Garcade open out in Wisconsin. We're seeing, we're hearing, I think Nickel World has an announcement for when they're opening up. So it can't be too much longer. Very excited for it. Very excited to have everybody back. Sean saying no more combat cons? I haven't said that. We don't have any dates for them yet, but we even had Philip On was out yesterday. We haven't made that post yet. Actually, I think we made it on one of the social medias, but not on all of them. So, yeah, you never know. Combat Con, one of my personal favorite events, it's not going to be, you're going to see more Combat Cons for sure. When? That I don't know, but definitely not the last of those that you've seen. Mac Flynn saying, good night, Doc Mack. Thank you so much for being here, man. William saying, you guys seen the prototype Pac-Man machine that popped up in St. Louis? I did. That was very awesome. Very cool to see that. There's still so much history to arcade gaming that is still going to be discovered, and you know, we've got some of it tucked away and hidden in the vaults and are waiting for the right time to unveil and share it. But it's so cool to see new machines like that surface and get the history behind them and that they're shared with the world. So can't wait to see more. Zohar sending 50 stars. Thank you so much for that. Very much appreciated. Super generous. William posting a link. I'll check that out later. Arito saying some other actors worked on Mortal Kombat Mythologies, but yes, last digitized actor in a 100% fighting game. For sure, their mythologies and stuff like that were filmed, but there's something so special about the full Mortal Kombat filmings. Like we've seen video footage mostly from Mortal Kombat 1. Later, it would become where they were capturing directly to the computer, so there wasn't the video archive of it. They would start a move, capture that move, and then stop. And with the MK1 footage that's out there, you can see a lot of the creation of the moves and stuff like that, which is just phenomenal to see that history. So Har saying, what's up, dude? Love your place. Thank you so much. We cannot wait to have everybody back. There's been so many new games added to the floor. And, you know, I do have to apologize. Pete Hahn told me that I have not been doing my weekly, in case you missed it, post for the Monday Mystery Game. I'll get back on that. I think the last one I did was for Namco's Blast Off. So I owe you a few posts on Facebook for that, and those will be coming up. I'll probably do them a couple tonight and a couple tomorrow because don't want to fall behind in that. Blake saying, have a great Memorial weekend, Galloping Ghost. Thank you so much for that. It's going to be different. It's our first Memorial weekend in 10 years without having everybody here. So, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Just miss everybody. Anxious to have everybody back. And the holidays and anytime there's a vacation day, it's usually a lot of people in. And again, for what Memorial Day is, you got to make sure you're paying respects to why there is Memorial Day. So, Paul saying, do you guys have Pac-Man tournaments? We haven't. We really haven't had a Pac-Man tournament here yet, but you never know. You never know. Once we reopen, who knows what's going to happen. We've had so many people requesting specific events. Somebody I was talking to today brought up Sharp Dress Saturdays, which we haven't had one of those in a long time, but those were so much fun. Everybody came in their suits and nice clothes and everything, and really a fun time. A lot of new people just coming to experience hanging out and getting dressed up and fancied up for the arcade. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do another one of those. Chris Larson saying, good to see you, Doc Mack. Thank you so much for being here, man. Always awesome. Tim saying, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good Memorial Day weekend. It's for us, it seemed like one big several month-long weekend. So it'll be pretty much par for the course right now. But again, anxious to get everybody, to see everybody back out here. Paul saying, for the record, what's on the floor for Pac-Man? So for Pac-Man, we've got aisles blocked off. It's becoming, we refer to it as the labyrinth, and even now it's even more so of one, just because you'll turn down an aisle and it'll be blocked off, which we're getting a little more in the assembly of being organized again. This row that we're in right here is cleaned up nicely. We're getting that ready. One of the things we worked on, we've got up and down had always been very shaky. That has completely rebuilt the bottom and back of that cabinet, so that's now 100%. But for Pac-Man, we've got Pac-Land, original dedicated. We've got a Super Pac-Man, an original dedicated Super Pac-Man. Love that artwork on the front. Original bezel and everything. And, this game was the game, we bought this from our former Master Tech, Seth Young. This was the first day I met Seth. We bought this machine from him. We have it 2-in-1 with a Junior Pac-Man, which is usually in a really cool cabinet with a flip-up top. And, we haven't let anybody know this, I don't think. But I've got a super nice Junior Pac-Man sitting in storage, original dedicated. So as soon as we get a little space, these two will get separated. Super Pac-Man will be in its dedicated with original marquee. Junior Pac-Man will be in its dedicated cabinet with these. It's got a much larger marquee, just like Mappy does, the same cabinet. So we are anxious to get those separated. Then we've got the original Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus. We have we're separating these as well. We have a very nice Pac-Man cabinet that we've been working on down at Productions that will separate these two. So each will have its own. And Duke Dang, I believe, had donated a original Pac-Man Plus marquee to us. So we'll finally be putting that in its own cabinet. Again, it's just the wait to have the space to do it all. Then we've got a Ms. Pac-Man Turbo, and another in the 2-in-1, both on original boards, of course. And then we've got Pac-Mania in the other room as well. April saying, actually 2 weeks from today, need to look at a vascular too. So, April, can't wait to have you out, April. Thank you so much. Max saying, I love Pac-Man. Pac-Man is so amazing. I know Billy Mitchell was out there streaming Pac-Man today. He was the first player with a perfect Pac-Man score. So awesome to watch him stream. He's been out to the arcade. We've seen him share tips with players and stuff. So that's always awesome to see. Lumbo saying, hopefully the universe won't implode when I play then, when he's playing Line of Fire and he's fighting the other Lumbos. Blake saying, thank you for the stream update. We were supposed to be doing our auction today. So we are going to be making a post tomorrow. We're moving it to, and we've mentioned it here in the stream. We're moving the auction to next Friday. We've got some absolutely phenomenal stuff coming up in the next Galloping Ghost Arcade auction. We've managed to, we've been talking with Jeff Nauman, who was the programmer and one of the creators of so many games like Rampage and Sarge and Rampage World Tour. Just an amazing guy. So cool, so generous. Blasted, which I think we've moved our Blasted, but oh no, it is still right over here. Jeff Nauman had donated. This is Jeff Nauman's original Blasted cabinet that he had in his personal collection, and in phenomenal condition. He donated this to the arcade. Love that artwork. Again, Jeff Nauman often teamed with Brian Colin, and those two just put out so many amazing games. Mike saying, are any of the other Pac-Mans good after the original and Miss Pac-Man? Any good? Oh, they're all great. Love all the Pac-Man games. If we have them, you can tell, personal favorites for sure. Digital Gaming saying, Doc, what's your favorite style of cabinet? Oh, you know, the Williams cabinets look so nice in a row. Those are always phenomenal, but you know, the Midways are solid. The Gottlieb cabinets, the Sega Bally 6-pack cabinets that they used on Mr. Viking, Up and Down, and Flicky, all awesome cabinets as well. So that's a tough question. Just there's so many good ones out there. Efren joining us. Thank you for being here. Paul saying to get your name on the wall for breaking high scores. So when you set a high score, like a world record, you end up on the card on top of the cabinet. We do have our world record wall, which has a lot of people that have signed it. Sometimes we haven't had a ton of people signing it recently, which we got to get back on it, because it's, when this became the Monday Mystery area, it got harder and harder to use it for that. But hopefully we can get back to that. Tim Sherwin, is the 4-player Pac-Man Battle Royal in the vaults? It could be. It could be. It's we can't let you know yet. Keep watching Monday Mystery though. You wouldn't. Would it surprise you if it came out on a Monday? Probably not. There's so many rare games that have gone on the floor over the last, 4 years of doing Monday Mystery. So hopefully it's it could be. It's a fun game. I was playing one at Pac-Man Entertainment, which was level 257 out in Schaumburg. Great game, very fun. Tim Sherwin donating 100 stars. Thank you so much for that. Very generous of you. Sean saying, awesome, I must meet John Turk. John Turk is so awesome. Super nice guy. So many of the MK actors, very humble, and just so great with their fans. And when we have the Mortal Kombat, the combat cons and stuff, every time, it's just so much fun. They're so good to share stories and talk with their fans, and just really awesome, as always. Demolition Derby, this is another one from Jeff Nauman had worked on it. So amazing. Love this cabinet, is so good. Justin saying, going to try to fix my Galaga this weekend. Thanks for keeping the torch lit for the arcade community. Absolutely. Thank you all for joining too. It's like, I love arcade gaming. It's just been a passion my whole life, and to get to share it with people who appreciate it and love seeing this stuff, it only makes it stronger. So thank all of you. Dan Icavelli joining us. Thank you for being here, man. Efren saying, hi Doc, I miss Galloping Ghost Arcade. I hear you. We miss having everybody out here. Paul saying, did Dr. An visit you recently? Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 2? He did. He was here yesterday. Just driving past, figured he'd stop by and see what was going on. So, awesome to see him. Zohar saying, love your Mortal Kombat machine cabs. Can I buy MK1? We sometimes find extras. We would never sell anything off the arcade floor, But hit me up if you're looking for anything. Drew saying, first trip after we allowed to travel is to your arcade. Thank you so much for that. We cannot wait to have everybody back. George saying, if you had to pick one arcade, what is your favorite? So I get asked that all the time, and it's nearly an impossible question to answer. There's so many different ways that I look at games, but I usually say Narc, only because it was the first arcade game that I ever purchased many, many years ago. And the one that we have here is extra special, as we've got the one-of-a-kind version that George Petro helped us, or he actually finished for us with an added bonus level. So I usually do say Narc. And then we've got that super Mr. Big poster right behind it. So Tony, thank you so much, donating 795 stars. Very generous of you, man. And Mike donating 100 stars. Thank you so much, both of you. Very awesome. Very awesome of you. Paul saying, never played Joust 2. Should be interesting. Joust 2, I love Joust 2. A lot of people are pretty, they're not as kind to it. But I love it. I think it's great. It's a lot harder. It's different enough where even the monitor changed. They had, the original Joust was horizontal, and Joust 2 vertical monitor. They added so in the original Joust, it's just one button. And then in the second one, it's two buttons, and you can transform between the ostrich and a Pegasus. Pegasus has so much more weight. You just like drop when you're the Pegasus. And it is a lot harder. And I know it's probably that huge spike in difficulty. And Joust was a tough game to begin with, but to ramp it up on the players, I think that was probably the big thing that kind of made people not as big of a fan of it, because it was just out of the box. It was so brutal, and it was hard to, it added a little bit more depth, and I don't think the players ever got that, like, you're supposed to use that to get out of situations. You turn into the unicorn or the Pegasus, and it'll just drop you quickly. So you can use that in a lot of situations. Let's see. Bulldog joining us. Thank you for being here, man. Tim saying, how's the reorganization going? Feel like it's a different place yet? Not yet. It's been going a little slow. We've had, there's been, like, we'll pull a bunch of games out. Right now, we're just kind of pushing everything back in. We had a little bit of, just because it's getting so hard to move around here, it's kind of like, okay, we're doing too much at one time. So let's get everything in the aisle, and then I think tomorrow we're going to fire everything up. It's been a little while since we have had everything turned on, and you know, when I did a play test on every single machine, we had this great list. It was like, okay, we know exactly what we have to fix. But there's been a few machines that, since they've been off for so long, we turn them back on and something else isn't right. So we want to make sure that we're keeping up with any new problems, that even when they're off, they can develop problems, which is mind-blowing. It's like they should be off and you should be saving their state, but that's not how it works with the arcade scene. Especially here, these machines for the last 9.5 years have been shut off for like 9 hours a day, and all the rest of the time they're running. So they're used to running. So we want to make sure that they get back into the swing of things. So that's next on the list. We'll test everything again. Worminator sending $100 stars. Thank you so much for that. Very, very appreciated. Chris Davis joining us. Thank you for being here. Paul saying, is Memorial Weekend your busiest weekend of the year? It's definitely up there. It is a great weekend. It's from a business standpoint, it's tough to miss out on it, but we'll get by. We'll get by. It's definitely miss seeing everybody. We usually get so many people that travel in. We've got so many people that Memorial Weekend is like their annual pilgrimage out to the Galloping Ghost Arcade, coming in from out of state, and it's hard not to see those people this year, but hopefully we can catch him here on stream at the very least. Kyle saying, looking forward to stopping by again. Cannot wait to have everybody out. Todd, hope you are doing well, man. Hope you're feeling better. William saying, do you know of the prototype MK4 arcade version that has Goro in it? The arcade version? I don't know if I've heard of that, but Paul saying Suits and Shinobi all day for our Sharp Dress Saturdays. Stephen Lucas asking, when are you going to be doing the Gauntlet Challenge? So we still have like 3 machines officially down. So once those are fixed, and Doug is coming in tomorrow, I've really put him on, get those last 3 machines up and running, and then maybe we'll do it. We want to do that before we reopen to the public, because what a better time to do it. And we'll definitely be streaming all of it. So looking forward to that. The Gauntlet is going to be brutal this time. John, the Marathon Man, Haruza ran it when we had about 400 machines, and it took him 37 hours. So this will be really interesting. When we run the Gauntlet, we'll give everybody a lot of notice as to when it's going to start, and that should be really fun. It's going to be 1 credit on every single game in the place. I'm going to have to take some 15-minute sleep breaks every day or something, but I bet it takes 72 hours plus, without any doubt. It becomes one of those things where the better you play at a game, the longer it's going to take. And, John Haruza, a phenomenal player, phenomenal, just so good. There was so many machines that he didn't know, so he would go through them pretty quick. Like, the controls on Sarge, like, he's not really in a tank game, so he wouldn't last super long in a game like Sarge. Or Gain Ground, which is unique. It's a very unique game. Both those games, like, I can go a long time in those. So we'll see. We'll see how long it takes. It's going to be definitely a lot of fun. Brady, thank you for joining us, man. Very, very awesome to see you here. Blake saying Galloping Ghost is really the pinnacle when it comes to coin-op gaming. If I ever need motivation for game repairs, I just dive into one of your walkthroughs and I'm back running at full steam. Awesome. Great to hear, man. Great to hear. Thanks for joining us, man. Paul saying up and down, is that like bump and jump? It is. It is pretty similar in yes and no. Yes and no. You're going through a more of a forced course. Like bump and jump, you've got like the full street to maneuver through, and you're jumping over cars, which you can do in up and down. You want to mostly just jump over cars and collect these flags in up and down, whereas in bump and jump, you're just trying to get through the entire length of the race. Thomas Roth joining us. Thank you for being here, man. So awesome to have you. Chris Larson saying, next swap meet or auction will be fun. Looking forward to seeing you and former Game of the Year Pete Hahn. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much, Chris Larson. Donating 4,465 stars. Super generous of you, man. Thank you so much for that. That's insane. That's the most stars we've seen so far from anybody. So very much appreciated, man. Thank you for that. Charles donating 50 stars. Thank you so much, man. Very, very awesome of you. That's you too, Chris, man. Thank you so much, man. Amazing. Thomas Ross saying, what is up, Doc? Just going through, been working. We've been busy down at the production offices already. Monday is coming, so I'm trying to jump ahead and get Monday Mystery ready. Don't have it locked down yet. We've been recapping monitors, 1942 and 1943, getting a recap. Cobra Command's been recapped. I did that one. And Daima Who and 19XX were also recapped. So a lot of work going on, but absolutely, it's fun. I love recapping monitors. It's very calming. I set my phone aside and just go through it, because you gotta be focused when you're doing your cap kits. Paul, thank you for joining us. April saying, I meant to say in 2 weeks I'm turning 45. Well, happy birthday in 2 weeks from everyone here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. How amazing would it be if you could join us here? Wallace saying, got Dragon's Lair and Space Ace. Oh, we absolutely do. We absolutely do. Let me see if I know we've got one of the machines pulled out. Nah, we can see him. We can see him from here, I'm sure. Just so many games here that are pulled out right this second. We've got our Dragon's Lair cabinet. You know, we've got Phil Pops, he's an amazing Dragon's Lair player. I think he's going to be streaming Dragon's Lair pretty soon for us. And we've got Dragon's Lair 2 and then Space Ace. All three dedicated cabinets. Bulldog saying happy birthday to April. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. Paul saying happy birthday. See, that's what a community. Somebody says it's their birthday coming up. Everybody chimes in. Awesome to see. MK Dan joining us. Thank you so much for being here. One of our great friends and an amazing Mortal Kombat fan and collector. And let's head over to our Mortal Kombat section. And, you know, actually, I think it might be blocked off as well right now. We've had Pete was out here streaming R-Type Leo yesterday. We still have our Darius machine in the way. We've got Contra-Evolution up here, so it's a little tough. But MK Dan, we've got our long row of the Midway cabinets all lined up now. MK 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, 4, and then Killer Instinct 1 and 2, and then War Gods and Bio Freaks. So quite the Midway section going. We'll definitely soon we'll be able to show that off much better. Paul saying, Doc, thank you for turning back the clock. Retro arcade gaming is #1. Complete nostalgia. Thank you, kind sir. Happy to be a part of it. It's not just like the whole thing, the whole arcade scene. It's so community driven. It's like the amount of effort that it takes to build what is Galloping Ghost, it's much larger than just me and the people that actually work here. People sending me tips about, oh, get this game. Like, we've got a Savage Quest right here. Amazingly rare game. And who knows if we would have missed it if somebody didn't point it out to us. Savage Quest, just absolutely amazing. I love this artwork on this game. Even the control panel art, it's too dark to really show it off, but there's some amazing artwork on this cabinet. And it goes so deep. Like, the people that help get us these games, guys like Jeremy Fox and Troy Smith, and the people who point out where to get cabinets and everything. It's the giant collective. It's the people that travel in and they mention obscure games that are like, oh, what do you think about this game? And would you ever get this? And that's what makes this place all work so well. And the phenomenal industry people, like we were talking about how Dr. Philip Ahn was here. We've got Chris Alexander in the stream. We just had Jeff Lee, one of the creators of Qbert, lead artist on Qbert, or the artist on Qbert, and so many other Gottlieb games. Like the industry guys that come and share their information, and they make it even stronger, and they build that connection even better. Greg asking, when are y'all opening? No official date yet, but hopefully not too much longer. We will definitely let everybody know. Scott Pekulski joining us. Thank you for being here, man. One of the legends of the industry. Scott, we got to get you out for an interview once things get back to normal. I would love to sit down and chat with you about so many of the games that you've worked on. And thank you for being here, Scott. Thomas Ross saying, have you ever seen a Professor Pac-Man? I've always wanted to play it. I hear it's so rare. It is. It is super rare. I've seen it. I'm fortunate enough to have I've seen a lot of rare, obscure games. Is it in the vaults? You'll have to stay tuned. Maybe on a Monday mystery it'll pop up. Digital Gaming saying snapped a Street Fighter EX the other day. So biased on keeping it. It's Street Fighter EX. Loved it. Great 3D fighting game. Fat Chris is joining us. Here we are. Thank you for being here, man. I will give you a call as soon as after the stream. I will be in touch, man. I'm sorry, things have been pretty crazy around here. MK Dan saying we missed Combat Con. I know. The last one we had it right after we did our newest expansion, which was in what we call the bunker, which was my landlord's building that he kept. So this is the building that Combat Con straying a little signal for some reason. Let me head back this way. MK Dan, I hear you, man. More Combat Cons. I wouldn't be surprised if one happens at some point. I won't say soon because we have a hard time with saying date. Gonna have to go back closer to the main building because it keeps dropping out. Sean Ellis, thank you for being here. Shane is watching. What is up, Sean? Thank you. Let's see. Thomas Roth saying, love Galloping Ghost, love the streams throughout this virus. Thank you so much. Donating 1,500 stars. Thank you so much, man. You're absolutely amazing. As I said, you got to let me know when you're heading out this way, man. Thanos saying, what up, Doc? It's been a busy day down at Productions, and I'm anxious to get down here and spend some time doing some more rearranging on the arcade and gonna tear into that list a bit more. There's still a lot to do. We had, on our Major Havoc, we have a beautiful Major Havoc. This is easily one of the most expensive games that we've got here at the arcade. Original dedicated, just absolutely beautiful, amazing condition. Can't really see the artwork just due to the lighting and the reflection there, but so cool. Amazing, like the cabinet, so super unique and just awesome to have, and playing great, looked great, just no audio. So I worked on that, I think that was yesterday. All the days kind of blending together. Just the volume was down. Nothing worse than that, just had to turn it up a bit, but you couldn't hear anything at all. So happy to have that where it's going to be even more fun to play. MK Dan donating 530 stars. Thank you so much, man. Super generous of you, man. Cannot wait to have you back in. Very much appreciated. April saying, I miss Guatemala. I went there 2 years ago. World Traveler. We, again, can't wait to have you here. Master Tech Ken Walker is joining us. Master Tech from Galloping Ghost Pinball. Hope you are doing well, man. Sorry I missed you at Galloping Ghost Pinball yesterday. Definitely we got to do another stream from Pinball while Ken is there. That guy is a walking encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to pinball. Vegas, any idea what phase you'll be able to open? I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Like, we've been talking a lot with our town, trying to get more information, and there's a lot of questions that they're just kind of like, oh, well, I don't know. And so we're working on things. Nothing official yet, but we will definitely let everybody know the moment we know. Very anxious to get... We're anxious, again, we want to get open. We want to make sure everything is going to be safe for everybody and be manageable. And we've got a lot of space here. We've had people talk about, 10 people in a building and like the social distancing rule of being 6 feet away from people. Like, look at this. One aisle is... If you have two cabinets, which is about 6 feet, one aisle has a lot of space. Like you could have 10 people in one aisle almost. Maybe not 10, but you could have a good amount and still have 6 feet between people. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll let everybody know. Paul saying, Doc, Robotron Original Dedicated. Oh, what an amazing game. Absolutely love Robotron. It is so tough. When you watch a player that's really good at Robotron, it's just an amazing thing. I was watching Jimbo Slice play Robotron. He put up, I think I saw him put up 5 million not too long ago. Here, he's on our card. He's got 9 million points here, which that is a serious score. Just absolutely awesome. Paul saying, great care you've put in, sir. Thank you. Donating 1,200 stars. Thank you so much for that, man. Very, very much appreciated. Super generous of you. We are joined by Master Daniel Pacina, the original Johnny Cage, one of the legends of Mortal Kombat, and just a great friend, and also played Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile. So it's awesome to have both Johnny Cages, 2 of the 3, one of the... No, I'm thinking of John Turk, and it's who played the other Sub-Zeros, but both Johnny Cages in the stream right now. How awesome is that? Tim saying, the Metal Gear Arcade game, any luck with finding a new headset or figuring out why it won't work? No movement on that just yet. We're so hopeful we can find one at some point. We were able to track down a spare gun, but no luck on the headset just yet. But we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. We've got it. I was down at Old Storage today and was looking at it, and it's still on my mind. We'll get it. We'll get it. This will not be the last time people are allowed to play Metal Gear for arcade. So it'll just take some time. Robert joining us. Thank you for being here. Shane say, I gotta make my way to Galloping Ghost when all this is over. This is the arcade mecca. Thank you so much, man. Well, we try to have a lot. That's 768 games. 769 come Monday, but that's days away. Sean saying, Doc, I plan on coming through in August, probably the 12th through the 16th. It's looking like any good hotel recommendations. Close by, there's the Colony and the Roadway Inn, and there's a Holiday Inn, and definitely a lot of options if you're traveling in from out of state or out of town. Definitely for August, feeling pretty confident. Like, I can't say 100%, but I'm thinking we'll be open well before August, and I think our anniversary plans will go according to what we have in mind. We've got some big plans. So August 7th, 8th, 9th, our T20 tournament. The 10th, an outrageous Monday mystery, barring any unforeseen incidences. And then the 13th will be our Gamer of the Year event. It's our actual anniversary. And then August 15th, we're going to be having a big bash here. So I'm hoping everybody joins us for that. Jeremy Fox is joining us. Thank you so much, man, from Prince Arcades. He's been putting up some crazy games himself. He just put up a Guitar Hero. How awesome is that? So make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you check out Prince Arcades out in Bolingbrook. Make sure you're following them, please, because they are working hard. They got an amazing place. So make sure you check that out. Robert saying, just got done playing Rastan. Very underrated game. It is. I love Rastan. I love Nastar Warrior, which was the sequel. And the super, super rare. You know, I had wanted to play this game so bad. Warrior Blade. Rastan Saga 3. 2 19-inch monitors. All this artwork on this beautiful cabinet. This is a custom-made cabinet. We had this actually made by Jeremy Fox of Prince Arcades. Very good in the carpentry department. And what an amazing game. It's less like the original Rastan, or Nastar, and more like Golden Axe style, but amazing game. Darren saying, great stuff, awesome machines, thank you so much. We try to have a little bit of everything. Midnight Resistance, 720, Black Tiger, Midnight Slashers, amazing Data East beat 'em up game. Both Dungeons and Dragons from Capcom. We've got Aliens the Gun right there. Super rare Gun Survivor, Code Veronica for you Resident Evil fans. And this is another thing. Doug went through every single gun in this. I told Doug, you focus on this. Every gun needs to be 100%. This gun on Resident Evil actually has a shaker motor in it, which I never knew about. And it's now 100%. I gotta lock that down still, but everything on it is working. So good. Same thing on Beast Busters. Fat Chris, when you were out here, I don't know if all the shakers were working on Beast Busters, and now they're 100% as well. So super anxious to have everybody back in the light gun section, because I think everybody's going to be blown away by this. Michael asking, any plans on getting Cloak and Dagger arcade game? We already have it. It went up not too long ago as a Monday mystery game. Such a good game. Everybody loves that game. So great, and very rare. MK Dan saying, I miss this place. Dude, we cannot wait to have you back out, man. It was so fun having you out here. Hopefully soon. Robert saying, I played Cloak and Dagger while I was there. Absolutely so good, man. Such a fun game. I had mentioned this once before, but expect an update on Cloak and Dagger. It's going to be soon. Not next week or anything, but you'll be seeing a cabinet upgrade on Cloak and Dagger, so we're very excited for that. Ricardo asking, you guys are open? Not yet. We're still not open to the public. We're here. We've been here every single day since the lockdown started. We've been streaming 7 days a week, whether it be here on Facebook or on Twitch. If you guys aren't following us on Twitch, make sure you do, because we've been doing a lot of crazy streams on Twitch. Yesterday we saw former Gamer of the Year Pete Hahn put up a new world record on original arcade hardware for R-Type Leo that was put out from IREM in 1992. Also, he's 1cc in the game, so phenomenal to watch Pete play in general. Let's see. MK Dan saying, hopefully everyone is fine. We've all been doing well here. It's been, again, we're slowly starting to get the guys to come back in, and we're gearing up. We're gearing up because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of organization. Again, when we had over the weekend, it was raining so bad. We had some roof leaks, so we're tending to all of that. Been going through Galloping Ghost Pinball as well. That had a little bit of water damage. So everything going through that, getting ahead of the game, and very anxious to get everybody back in and back to normal. Robert saying, not open yet. Doc will get trampled when it does. You never know what's going to happen. We were even talking, even back when we were opening, it was, what's opening night going to be? What's opening night going to be? And we've seen people who are running arcades that are talking that in other states that they've opened already. They've only been seeing about 25% of what they would normally see in there, and their arcades are slower to begin with. So we'll have to see. Hopefully it's a mad rush when we open up. Again, making sure that we keep it all safe and enough social distancing space between everybody. But it'll be interesting. I really hope everybody comes back strong, because, again, we've got a lot to share here with everybody. Chris saying, whole crew is here today. Hey, Dan, Ike Valley, and Jeremy Fox. Absolutely. Alan joining us saying a half hour late, but I made it. Ken Walker posting the link to Galloping Ghost Reproductions. Thank you so much for that, Ken. If anybody is looking to get t-shirts or Galloping Ghost hats or posters or various arcade memorabilia, hit us up on Reproductions. It's great. It definitely helps us out, supporting us through these through this tough time. So you can buy day passes if you're coming out and want to buy your day pass early. You can do it online through our Reproductions, Galloping Ghost Reproductions.com. Let's see. Worminator saying definitely getting the $30 day pass for both arcade and pinball after yesterday's stream. Thank you so much for that, man. The pinball, we try to make it, most pins are $1 a play now. And just like the arcade, like we want everybody to be here all day. Like it's not how arcades used to be. It's not just like get in, play, make the game so difficult that you burn through all your cash and then get you out. Like the whole focus and the reason we do what we do, the reason why we're a free play arcade, we want you here all day. We want you to hang around. We want to chat. We want to talk. We want to be social with everybody and get everybody into games they might have missed. And it can be, I remember me and Danielle went out to an arcade and we spent, I think it was $38 in under 45 minutes just playing driving games because they're like $1 a play. And it was fun, obviously, but it's just an hour. It's like when I was going to arcades as a kid, the whole thing was, I want to get there early. I want to stay as long as I possibly can, which would be until you run out of money, and then you got to go. So that's the whole thing. That was kind of like the big change that we wanted to see. We wanted to get to know the people playing the games. So, Paul saying these walkthroughs are enjoyable. Great to see you, Doc. Paul, thank you so much, man. We can't wait to see you back. Chris Page joining us. It's like so bizarre. Chris Tang will come by and we'll be by our Primal Rage. Chris Page comes on, and I'm right here by Space Harrier, who Chris worked so much with us to make sure that this ended up here for everybody to enjoy. So thank you, Chris Page, for that, man. Very awesome of you. Lumbo taking off, and Jimbo Slice coming by. Thank you so much, Jimbo, for being here. Awesome to watch you play R-Type Leo the other day. Very, very cool. Ricardo asking what would be the new rules when you guys open. Not 100% sure yet. We're still waiting to hear what the guidelines are going to be, and we'll do everything we can to make sure everybody's happy and healthy and doing well. So we'll post them when we are getting closer. Paul saying, Doc, thank you for taking the time each day to do this. Even though you don't have to, you put a smile on many faces. Thank you so much. It puts a smile on my face to do this too. It's so fun to get to talk to everybody, and it's hard. Again, I've said this so many times over the last 10 years. It's hard to come in here for 10 years and see people having fun on these machines and enjoying everything and having just experiences and forming family bonds with each other over arcade gaming. And to have that all come to a screeching halt, it's tough. It's a tough thing. And this is the next best thing that we can do. We can walk around, we can show you guys in the cabinets and the artwork and give you the stories and the history. And it's the next best thing that we can do until we're all back together. And it's coming. Everybody's been doing so amazing, and it's coming soon that everything's going to get back to the world returning to how it should be, and probably even a little bit better. Everybody is been so understanding of one another. Not everywhere. There's always going to be conflicts and problems and such, but I think everything will be good as soon as we're able to get back and go out to eat and go hang out with each other, and hopefully everybody appreciates everybody a little bit more because of the distance that's been put in between us. So very anxious to get back to things. Hopefully it won't be too much longer. Shoutouts to Jeff Nauman. Thank you for being here. One of the legends of the industry. We haven't officially announced, we had mentioned earlier, Jeff Nauman, who donated, blasted. He worked on so many amazing games here. And we've got some big Jeff Nauman news coming up for the auction. So I know a lot of people, Jeff has a lot of fans here. Do not miss the next auction. There's going to be some cool stuff. Jeremy pointing out that Scott Pekulski rocks. He absolutely does. The stream, it's turning into a who's who of the industry. You got Daniel Pesina, you've got Scott Pekulski, you've got Jeff Nauman. A lot of legends of the industry right in this stream. Mossy saying, I see the updated Stern row in the background. Mossy, I know you love Stern stuff. You've got Puyan, you've got Bagman, Tasmania. We got this from Troy Smith. Love getting games from Troy. He always gets us such good stuff. Tutankhamun, Amadar, Berserk, The End. Got a Konami cabinet in the way, but we'll get to that. Had to jump over Turtles, Super Cobra and Scramble, Frenzy, Cliffhanger, Laserdisc, and then Dark Planet 3D. So your Stern row is waiting for you, man. Can't wait to have you back out. Justin Fowler joining us. Thank you so much for being here, man. MK Dan saying it's an honor to have visited many times the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We can't wait for your next visit. It's going to be so good, man. We'll make sure that some of the legends of Mortal Kombat are here. Dan Icavilli saying the first time I heard the Major Havoc was an Atari Age magazine. Major Havoc is just so amazing. When I had fixed the sound, it's what's been slowing things down a little bit. I keep playing. It's like one more test game in there. Shannon saying, my husband and I miss coming there. Thank you so much for that. We hope as soon as things lift up, we hope you come on back. And there's been so many new additions since the lockdown started. We've added, our Monday Mystery Game has never stopped. We keep going with it. We've put up Jackie Chan, the Kung Fu Master, Moon Cresta, Mr. Driller G, Sexy Parodius, Lion of Fire, R-Type Leo. What else? 1941 Counterattack. So about 10 new games that have gone up. So we really hope everybody comes in and enjoys them. Let's see. Ricardo saying, I haven't visited this place in like 2 years. I was supposed to go there on my birthday on April 27th, but the lockdown happened. Sorry, man. We hope you make time to come back out. Have your belated birthday party here. If you haven't been here in 2 years, there's literally going to be well over 100 new games here. We've still been doing our Monday Mystery, so a new game on the floor every Monday at 5 p.m. If you on Twitch, so make sure you join us on Twitch to see what the new game is. Paul saying, I'm a Tron fan, and you got both, and I love it. I love Tron. Just what a phenomenal, both games. Like, Discs of Tron it's rare. Like, they're both, you don't see them, but Discs of Tron is definitely more sought after just due to its rarity on the collector level. But everybody played Tron, and so many people, a huge fan of Discs of Tron and just regular Tron. We were supposed to have a documentary of Tron shot here, but it kind of fell off our list of things to do. They were working on it. I'm hoping that'll eventually come back because that was going to be a really cool documentary that they were doing. Let's see. Thanos asking, do you have all the Tekken arcade games? We don't. We've got Tekken Tag and Tekken 3 are the only two Tekken games that we have. Fat Chris saying, Airbnb, everyone. Simpler and easier. If you're traveling in, definitely check out an Airbnb. Worminator saying the store doesn't have a picture of the hoodie. Is that the same that you're wearing? This one is a production hoodie. The hoodies online are the arcade hoodies. So very similar. It's got the logo, but it's the Galloping Ghost Arcade logo and the big arcade logo on the back as well. Chris Page said, I need to schedule a visit over there on a Monday mystery reveal. Would be rad to see the magic. Closest thing to a new arcade reveal since new games were constantly being put out. You know, that was the big thing for me. That's why we do it. It was so amazing being in the arcades in the 80s and 90s, and you'd see them have a new cabinet, and it would just come rolling out, and you'd see that empty spot that you would know the old game is gone, but something new is coming. And it was such an exciting time. Just what's it going to be? Like, is it going to be a Lycon game? Is it going to be another beat 'em up? Is it going to be something like Double Dragon? Is it going to be an Altered Beast? Is it going to be just so incredible? You never knew if it was going to be an entirely new genre of game. I remember the first time going in and seeing a Street Fighter, and I was like, my mind was blown. It was so good. First time seeing Mortal Kombat. It was literally standing. It was the only game. It was out at the Lions Family Fun, and they just set it up perfectly. It had a beacon of light on it, and just to get to play it, there was nobody on it, which was like, what? How can there nobody be playing this? It's just awesome when you find that new game, and it can happen. Doesn't need to be a Monday mystery. It can happen in any row. You'll just walk up, like so many of these games. Like, who got to play Galaxy Ranger? Who got to play Scrambled Spirits, or Bonanza Brothers, or a Crackdown, or an Ole Buchu? Like, just so. Who got to play this? Like, if I saw this cabinet back in the day, and I never saw Ole Buchu ever, I would have played this in a heartbeat. It's just, visually, this cabinet is just awesome. Nick Barry saying, just checking in to send you love from England. My wife and I still plan to travel to you when we can. As soon as the son of a father with an arcade who brought me up emptying hoppers for pocket money, I can't wait to show my wife the arcades are all about, and you have the best of all time. I can't believe you just mentioned Rasta, my favorite game. That is so, thank you so much. You know, that's I appreciate that a lot. Like, the history of how, like, arcades that have been, and people that went to arcades, and they know if your dad ran an arcade, like, you know all this. You know the work that goes into making an arcade happen. And so to say best of all time from somebody who's run an arcade, that means a lot. So thank you so much for that. April saying Airbnb works great. Typically there's a lot of reviews and you don't even need to see the owner. They just give you a code to get the keys in the house you're renting. So April and Fat Chris saying Airbnb is the way to go if you're traveling in. MK Dan asking, wish the shipping would be affordable for arcade machines. It might, depending on the game. I know which game you're looking for, and it's one of those things. It's expensive, but to have one of them in your house, like, who gets that opportunity? Let me know, man. Maybe we can work something out. We can find you a machine at a great price, and while shipping is still going to cost whatever shipping costs, it would be awesome to get you to have machines, man. Johnny asking, you open it May 30 or no? What is it? It's the 22nd. So far, we're not planning for the 30th, but hopefully not too much longer. Nick saying, what's up, brother? Just here, working on machines, anxious to get on it. Can't wait to have everybody back for sure. Johnny saying, you got the game called Red Earth That's also known as Warzard from Capcom. We absolutely do have that. Jonah's saying, I love you, Galloping Ghost. Thank you so much, man. We try to have it all. We try to really give everybody anything that they would have wanted in the arcade. We try to have it here. So we very much appreciate it, man. Paul asking, do you serve beverages there, or can you bring in beverages from outside? We don't allow outside drinks. We don't allow alcohol in the arcade at all. We've got soda and Gatorade and water and stuff for sale here. But if you're going to go out and get food, you can leave the arcade and go eat and come back, just show your receipt. You're good until 2 in the morning every single day here. So it's, we don't do food well here. Like, it's never been our intent to be a restaurant or anything. And we leave that to the other people. We're here to do arcade gaming. And that's our focus in every row. It's like, there's no room for tables. There's no room for any of it except arcade games as far as the eye can see. And that's what we do. That's what we focus on. MK Dan saying, sorry to hear with the water damage. So long as it's not sick, then I'm happy. So long every is not sick, then I'm happy. Yeah, the water damage, it was problematic when it happened, but we got around it. We always do. We always do. We're going to get through everything. Paul saying, I'm ready to run there. Just say the word. Thank you so much for that, man. We really, again, we appreciate the support of everybody, and it's one of those where we just miss everybody. We can't wait to get back to how things were. Paul saying, Mom, and Carol says, hello. Hello. Thank you for being here. And Paul also saying, your shirts are great quality. Thank you for that. We really, we don't want to give you anybody anything less than the quality that you deserve. It's one of those things where, like, it's a business and there's profit and everything, but it's not the absolute most important thing. It's like so many of the people that we know we've become friends with here. If we're giving them anything less than what we would want for ourselves, it's not right for us. Like, so we want to keep the quality high. We want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to the best that we can. So thank you for that, man. Thomas Ross saying you should do a cool Godzilla arcade shirt. That would be all right. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. We just moved our Godzilla arcade to a new cabinet. We had it in a 2-in-1. Oh, another Monday mystery game I forgot to mention. Ultra Toucan Densetsu. Super rare Ultraman beat 'em up game. Very, very fun. This cabinet used to have Godzilla and Ultraman in it. Moved Godzilla to its own dedicated, formerly a Primal Rage cabinet. But none of these games had dedicated cabinets, so you got to pick a cabinet to put them in. Indigo, what is up? Thank you for being here. Worminator saying, is wearing a GGA hoodie to the arcade no-go, like wearing a shirt of a band to their concert? Oh, no, man. It's you're showing your support. I appreciate it. I was out. When I see people just out and about wearing Galloping Ghost items, I usually go over to them, and I've been known to give out some day passes for that, just because, just to me, it's so mind-blowing. We were out in me and the girlfriend were going away for a couple of days, and in the airport, there was some guy walking around with a Galloping Ghost hat, and I was just like, that is so cool. That is so cool. Salgado is saying, you are awesome, my friend. Keep it up. Thank you so much for that. We absolutely will. We will absolutely will. Nick saying, Doc, I can't thank you for these videos. It's helping me through all as my mental health has suffered during this. Being brought up in my father's arcade just reminds me of home and the best times. I really mean that, homie. Thank you so much for that, man. It's, I was talking with someone the other day, and the arcade is often like the go-to place for so many of the people that come here. This is kind of like, if something good happens, they'll treat themselves to the arcade. Or if something bad happens, they go to the arcade, because we've all got all these games. Like all this, we've all got this in common. And even though you don't need to talk to every single person or anybody, you can just come and be around it. We've had so many people that just come to the arcade just to kind of be around the atmosphere and hear the sounds and see the lights and everything and just look at the artwork. Like, there's so much unbelievable artwork in this place. I get it. I totally get it. And I know it's been tough for a lot of people, just going through this and this whole lockdown thing. And it's one of those where, even for me too, it's like, again, I've had 10 years of being around people who just love this stuff, and have that all screech to a halt. It's tough. But again, it's these streams, it keeps us all together. It keeps us all connected. So I appreciate that, man, and look forward to when we can all hang out here, all the machines on, and everybody having a good time again. And again, it's not going to be too much longer. So just stay strong. Everybody, stay strong. It's good times are coming. They're coming up. Tim saying, it's my relief as well. I've been struggling with general anxiety and depression as of late, major stress. It's therapy to watch these streams here on Twitch, and it's been keeping me mentally sane. But I hear you. You gotta just trust it, and it will be getting better. It's anything that you can do, like if it's watching streams, playing games, like everybody's different. Like everybody's getting through it in different ways, and I understand the struggles. Like a lot of people are, myself, I had all sorts of social anxieties like growing up. I had serious social anxieties. I couldn't talk to anybody. It made me sick to my stomach. And it was through video games that it really got me through it. My trips to arcades were very solitary. I would go into an arcade. Occasionally I would go with my family. Occasionally I would take a friend. But they were often very solitary. I would go in and I would just enjoy the games, and try to get better and try to become a strong player. And it was comforting. I would use it as like, I wasn't big on going to school, and my parents would use arcade gaming and video gaming as a way to motivate me. But it wasn't until I tried to open up my production company that it really forced me to change and work with my anxiety. So it was a crippling anxiety that I had. I couldn't talk to people, and now because of arcade and video gaming, I get to talk to everybody. It's like we all have this in common, and sharing this stuff and knowing that it every week, it's one of those things that gets me through the week, is like, hey, I gotta go get a Monday mystery game ready because I want to share it with people, and hopefully they like it, because it's a game that it means a lot to me. And it's one of those things that I get the biggest and hardest part of this lockdown comes from a sense like everybody's like, oh, the money. And it's like, the money is obviously, it's a business, and money's a concern. But I've seen so many people use this place to get through tough times. And that's this thing that really bothers me the most of all of it, is that this is the best we can do for right now, is these live streams. And that's why we won't miss a day. We're going to be here for everybody. And once those doors reopen, this place will continue to be here for everybody. We've been here for 10 years, and we're going to keep going. So always know that the place will be here. Like these machines, they've been created by people, the industry people that love gaming for people like you and people that just enjoy it. Some casually, some are hardcore, some are just in the middle. But everybody can just get along. Here, everybody gets along, and we just can't wait to have everybody back together. Indigo saying, I love these streams. You could do documentaries on these games. It would be fantastic. There's been some that we go off and do longer commentaries on, and I got to get back on that. We started doing that early, and then it just kind of turned into me rambling a bit. So I'll get back on that. That is an excellent idea. Timothy saying, visiting this place was the best experience I had, and I was able to leave hospitalization in 2015 for years. That's happy that you came in, man. It's that's good to hear, man. Thank you so much for that. Alan saying you can get ER Kung Fu too. We have it. Let's see here. Choplifter, we have. Alan saying the very first game I played. Yeah, it will definitely be nice once everybody is back. Tim's saying, I've lost 2 jobs to COVID and I am working on a job, and honestly, I don't know why they hired me as I'm still developing the skills I need. This will be the second economic collapse I lived through. I survived in the Navy. We all survived this as well, and all will be well in the end. If not, well, it's not the end. Things will get better. Things will get better. Just a matter of time. You just got to try to stay upbeat as best you can if that's what you do, and everybody just gets through on their own way. So, let's see. Alan saying, patience, young grasshoppers. Galloping Ghost will reopen soon. We cannot wait for it. MK Dan saying, never saw a Godzilla arcade game. Super rare. I was so excited. I spent so much time trying to track that one down. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. James saying, I wear my Galloping Ghost shirt around South Carolina all the time. One of my favorite shirts. Thank you so much for that, man. That's the support. That's the getting it out there. Paul saying, don't get emotional on me, Doc. Hold back the tears. Love you, brother. No, I'm not an emotional guy. Mark saying, there's my Cobra Command. Love Cobra Command, man. So good. Chris Larson saying, wow, man, this stream is the real deal. We try. Worminator asking if there's any Twitch streams tonight. So far, not that I know of. I've been talking with Jeremiah. Definitely we're going to be streaming tomorrow. Paul saying, that's it. I'm moving to Brookfield. How far do you live from the arcade? So I'm about a 4-minute walk from the arcade, which is, it's nice. It's nice. James saying, Doc lives above the arcade. He never leaves. Almost. Nick saying, thank you so much. Community spread worldwide. Absolutely. The community, you guys are so amazing to us, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate the community around us. Thomas Ross saying, I love and enjoy fixing them and collecting them, but I get what you're saying, Doc. I love to watch people come over to my house and play games and watch their eyes light up. Man, how awesome is that? Just to get to see people enjoy. Like, you work so hard, Tom, about with fixing machines, but like when they're down, it's like you get them back up so other people can enjoy them. It's one of those things where when they see them and they get to play them, it's for them not owning them and just getting that little bit of time with them means so much to them. So that's awesome, man. Kevin saying every time I'm there, I find something new to try. Well, yeah, absolutely. There's always new stuff coming in every week, every Monday. Alex saying appreciate all the work you do in preserving these great games. Oh, absolutely. It's an honor to be able to have found so many rare games, and the fact that everybody loves them so much. I'm so fortunate to get to do what I do. But you know, it's one of those. I don't consider it work even. So I'm probably the most fortunate person out there, just to get to talk to good people like in the stream and do what I do. So, but let's see. James saying, by the way, my daughters love watching Danielle destroy that flicky record last week. So amazed to see over 7 hours. We had to break it into 2 parts for them to watch it all. That was so fun. Thank you so much for tuning into that, because that was such an unbelievable accomplishment for Danielle. Chris saying, just curious, Doc, how tall are you? Paul saying about 7'3". No. I'm just slightly taller than a Taito cabinet. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna tear into getting some of these machines working. We're anxious to get everything reopened to the public, and for that we got to be ready. So we'll be back tomorrow. Join us on Twitch tomorrow at some point. For Jeremiah playing probably Contra Evolution. He's going to try to get through that 3rd loop, I believe, which will be very fun. But we'll be back for a 5 p.m. stream as well. So until then, everybody, thank you all so much for such an amazingly fun stream. I appreciate all of you so much. We cannot wait to have you all back, and it will be a lot of fun. So we will be back tomorrow with Twitch stream. We'll be back tomorrow with a Facebook live stream. And again, appreciate y'all. Everybody stay safe, be well, help others if you can. And anybody, again, people say, like, if you guys are having problems, just hit me up private. I'm around. So thanks, everybody. Thomas, thank you so much. Thank you all for the stars donations. That's very, very supportive of you and just unbelievable. So thank you all so much. And we look forward to talking to everybody soon. So until then, thanks, everybody. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good weekend.